Hello, welcome back to episode 95 of Three Pints and a Clean Sheet. How are we, boys?
Not on as big a sugar rush as you are, but it seems to things. But yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
You'd have had three cans of Red Bull before we started.
I wondered whether it was sugar rush, caffeine rush, alcohol rush, or all of the above.
Nicky Rush.
We do not condone any of those type of rushes on this podcast. So just to put that out for the disclaimer.
The only rush we condone is Ian.
Well,
That's a
he
push.
aye. I'm not going to say anything. Right, move on.
Let's get right into it. Stuff use. Big weekend of football, starting with the Sunday evenings clash. Man City v Arsenal, 2 apiece. What a game. First halfway.
I thought it was all pretty good.
Yeah, it's what you'd want from a top of the table clash.
After our discussion about Barclays last week, it felt like a proper good title deciding game. It didn't feel. In the past few years, we've had so many kind of dull ones that this one felt actually quite good.
It was.
I'll make a wee. Oh, you go.
I was going to say it was marred by the red card, and then Arsenal was sitting back. It'd be good if they were both having to go at each other rather than just sit back, Man City attack.
You would though if you were
You,
10 men against Man City.
Yeah, that's when the red card did kind of mar it, but.
And to be fair, Man City were well on top for the first 15 minutes as well.
100%.
Haaland gets a kind of tough time when it comes to being a big performer and like your big Champions League games. It kind of get. I've read a few things saying he's a bit absent, but I feel like in the Prem he's a bit of a different animal. Obviously, picking up his 100th goal and lovely finish as well to get the game going, to get the blood rushing.
A lovely finish, as they said at the time, kind of straight, like firing it straight is a choice, and not something you'd expect.
He took it early. That's kind of why.
Yeah.
Right, I was like, oh my god.
It's a really nice ball through for him as well, and Man City were firmly on top by then.
Then Calafiori hitting an absolute thunder. Beep.
Yeah.
That was nearly as good a hit as Pep had on his technical area chair. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
a running volley at it. He gave it was, but no, the finish was absolutely excellent.
I'm confused how that's not a red card, by the way.
Well, Pep.
Yeah, if we go to back in the day, Arsene Wenger got sent off at Old Trafford for kicking a plastic bottle away. If you've not watched that YouTube video, go and watch the Gordon Strachan commentary on that from Match the Day 2 at the time, because it's fantastic, because Kyle's just remembered it.
No, it's proper brilliant.
It really is really good. How is that, like, how's this not a red card nowadays? It's clear violent conduct. I don't care if it's towards a chain or not.
That's what we're showing, like, so.
Yeah, and Kyle Walker, well, I was going to say too busy moaning to defend, but it turns out, like, referees only talking to captains has consequences like this, where occasionally the captain is a defender, and this happens.
He had ample time to get back and stop.
He did have ample time. He's one of the quickest players in the league.
He's washed though. He's passed his sell by.
Do you know what Premier League teams need to do now? Because do you know what will solve this problem? If everyone makes their goalkeeper their captain. Because then the goalkeeper, like the referee, will not go if the goalkeeper is not back in the goal.
I think goalkeeper's captain is pretty keek. It's nonsense. The better word, but nonsense.
It's better than making a centre forward a captain. What leadership does Harry Kane do if he's standing in the penalty area waiting on the ball to come?
He slavers.
Right.
Anyway, analysis this week, as we can see.
Calafiori's hit is absolutely magnificent. Like, the defending, it looks bad. It looks bad because they take the free kick quickly and Walker's slightly out of position, but it's a wonderful hit.
That's just playing to your advantage. He's out of position. Go for it.
And Arsenal needed that because Arsenal were under the cosh at that point.
100%, yeah, they were. Then another one just before half time with young Gabriel.
Well, they had a warning shot before that. They had the exact same corner before that, and they had the bar.
Doku was getting bullied, so Walker thought, I'm going to do it, and then got bullied. It's best centre half in the league.
As I've said, Sven Botman did not score that goal.
He's not scored a goal at all this weekend. So.
Nope, that's because he's still injured. If you have someone on the back post, none of this happens.
This is zonal nonsense. Pep's installed.
It wasn't. It was man to man.
wasn't it? I thought it was zonal.
It was allegedly man to man for Walker and Gabriel, though.
I thought it was just like zonal and then man for Gabriel, as you probably just said.
Well, it's like hybrid.
Yeah.
But I would like if you have someone on the back post instead of up in park, or instead of in a zone if you have someone on the back post, the person on the back post just heads that away. The problem is there's so much of an area for them to run into. If you have someone on the back post, the person on the back post just commands that area. I know the Sky pundits also said the keeper should do a better job than he does, which is also true.
I think he should have realised it was going to come the second time round.
Yeah.
I think it was Gary Neville said that. I'm just going to re-quote him.
It was nice to see some really good Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher punditry.
Because they were neutrals for a change.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as neutral as you can be when your rivals are playing. But, I think that was all for the first half.
No.
Rodri as well. I forgot about Rodri.
Yes,
Getting
Robert.
bullied.
What about Rodri?
Yes. Aye, big loss for City. Obviously, they've confirmed that it's his ACL and he's out for the rest of the season. So, they get us a lot of credit. What was it? No social media, no fancy car, no tattoos, no ACL. Yeah, it's a big loss for City, but I think every other team's kind of going result.
Arsenal are now going, do you know what? We really can win the league.
Well, they play worse without Rodri somehow. So, be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Well, the last thing you're missing in the first half is the thing that turned the game.
Oh, big red card. Mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Trossard booting the ball away.
I mean, the first booking's stupid. The second one is... I can't think.
I question whether the first one is a yellow. Is it a yellow?
Absolutely. 100%. He's stopping a counter-attack.
So he's done it twice?
No,
he pulls him back like...
Oh, right.
I thought he went shoulder in.
No, he pulls someone's shirt.
Maybe it's the angle I was watching that highlights that, but it looked like he kind of just put the shoulder in.
No. Well, he does that for the second one. He puts the shoulder in.
He just flies in.
The time when he kicks the ball away. The first booking, he just pulls someone's shirt. It's just needless.
No, I was thinking of the second one. Apologies. Yeah, no, the second one I didn't think was a yellow, but kicking the ball away obviously is asking for it. So
I think I read something, and it's Twitter, so I'm not sure it's true. After he got booked and before that incident, he'd also committed 2 fouls, apparently.
So he was getting sent off either way, pretty much.
Possibly.
He was on a very, very slippery slope.
I think he was getting he was definitely getting a talking to after the free kick, and then he puts the ball away, and the referee goes.
You think they would learn?
I think that's Michael Oliver has sent more players off from Arsenal than any other team, and now Arsenal fans think he has an agenda, despite this being potentially the most clear red card ever. And of all the teams to do it, surely Arsenal know better.
So do you think they learn after Rice's a couple of weeks back?
It makes me convinced they're coached to do it. They have to be coached to do that.
I think they're coached to be a-holes.
But at the point where 2 of your players have now got second bookings for kicking the ball away, they have to be coached to slow the game down after every foul.
I did read something, you might be interested to hear this. Apparently the player was down, so he wasn't really delaying any restarts because the Man City player was still rolling about on the floor.
Don't take a quick free kick.
I don't know if they can with somebody rolling about on the floor. I don't know how it all works.
Someone else can take the free kick. Kyle Walker was literally standing there ready to get the ball.
Asked him to have to be on his feet. I'm just passing on a message.
Nope.
Well, that's that answered.
That's a load of baloney.
I didn't believe it because I did miss the red card, to be fair. I was in a wee cream puff about Rodri.
I thought Arteta was furious about the amount of time that got added on, despite the amount of added time getting added on being about right.
I don't know how much was it again. I can't even remember. 7. We lost 2 minutes in the first half with Rodri getting picked on.
Rodri,
3 goals.
3 goals, and the huff that Arsenal took after the goal. The huff Man City took after the first goal.
7 minutes is kind of standard in football nowadays, so you can't grumble.
Yeah, and then second half was just
sit back, and then last second they just didn't. Switched off.
I was fully ready to come onto this podcast and say it's like Man City haven't trained to play that game.
I think they would, because a lot of teams sit back at the Etihad.
I thought Arsenal looked like a team that had trained for going down to 10 men in a big game. They trained. The bank of 6 and the bank of 3 was so well executed.
It was just that
Yeah.
last second they switched off.
But that's what happens when you put the ball in the box. When the ball actually goes in the box, like I know it was a shot that ended up like in a rammy. But before that, like I was getting very annoyed at Man City, who were either shooting too late through Ruben Diaz or whichever centre half inevitably had the ball. But they would pass it to the edge of the area, realise there was nothing on, and then immediately pass it back across. Well, as if anything had changed, when all Arsenal have done is pushed up slightly more.
I just think it was a really boring 40 minutes. It was just
practical. Yeah,
just
practical.
side.
Literally. Like you could draw the crescent that they were operating in. And I'm like, Arsenal weren't pressing them that badly because they knew Man City would just pass it back.
Yeah.
They needed to either change the tempo or the problem with Man City as well is they didn't really like John Stones got brought on to do it. Be another presence. The only presence in the box, Haaland, and he's got Gabriel and Saliba to deal with him. You can't really put crosses in the box if you're Man City.
You can try, but you're not going to get very far.
Not against Arsenal.
Do you think Arsenal fans come out even more frustrated after that? Obviously, the last minute goal to concede is very frustrating in itself. But do you think with how well they played in the sense of that, and they played to the sending off, and then they still ended up coming away with a point?
I think it's a good result before the game, but I think the way they played, they did probably deserve it. It's just unfortunate.
I think if you're Arsenal, you take a point before the game. The minute Haaland scores,
You take a point.
Obviously 1-0 down, but like they were under so much pressure.
Choking his
And
point.
at half time, if you're offered a point, you take a point.
Yeah, I think big general John Stones getting the goal, but I think it's a case of it highlights the getting the ball in the box and anything can happen really. Falls to you if you've got a chance, and he took it.
Yeah.
It's the risk when you sit back.
I would like to point out that my favourite moment was when the ball hits the back of the net. Everyone runs to celebrate with John Stones, while Erling Haaland picks the ball up off out the back of the net and flings it off the back of his Gabriel. Yeah, he's got his top over his head, covering his eyes, and he dodgeball right off the back of his dome.
I mean, that's a red card.
Oh, definitely, but it cheered me up. It was funny.
I personally enjoyed Erling Haaland from the kickoff going full train.
In a party,
just train in the party.
He's been a bit of a prick.
Good.
He was having verbals with Arteta at the end, something about being humble.
Yeah, and then the young boy from Arsenal, whose name I cannot remember.
Miles Lewis Skelly.
There we go. The boy who was booked before he made his Premier League debut.
That's pretty mental. Like that's a pub quiz question.
I must have missed that one.
He got booked for something that happened off the pitch. Probably dissent. Or kicking the ball away. One of them.
It was to tell Raya to start time wasting or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but he had a good game, Raya.
Yeah, he really does. He proved he's worth the money and then some.
Wasn't convinced, but he was pretty class.
Yeah. My other thing was with all the time wasted and all the nonsense that was going on. I can't decide how you do this, but when that kind of thing happens, like when there's a long injury delay, they need to find some way of stopping everyone going for a mini team talk. It was Southampton who started it under Hasenhüttl, was it not? Where someone would go down in like the 75th minute, match the day highlight at some point. So the keeper would go down in the 75th minute religiously. They'd get a wee drink and a team talk, and it was like a mini break, and it was like, come on, lads, last 50 minutes, we've got this. And Arsenal tried that quite a lot in that half of someone go down, everyone go, get some water on, get a team talk. It was more than just wasting time. It was a coaching opportunity. At that point, I think like literally everyone in the centre circle just stop any kind of coaching happening.
Yeah, but you can't stop the manager doing his job and pass on information. Because you can just pull over the captain, he can relay it to everybody else.
Yeah, but not if you tell everyone they need to be in the centre circle.
If you need a drink, it'll be drinky poo.
Tough shit. Like the alternative is, or you go full whatever and just allow, when something like that happens, allow a man on the pitch for the drinking instructions. But that just sounds like it would get misused as well.
I don't know. I think you're clutching.
I really don't like how the people have started using injuries as coaching opportunities.
Yeah,
Sorry, injuries. Because it's not, it's a manufactured injury. And ultimately, that's what cost them, innit? And it's quite funny.
That's what I said. You run the risk of time wasting. You can't bite in the behind.
It's also really funny because how many times have other teams tried that against Arsenal and got a result? I'm thinking like Newcastle. Was it 2 seasons ago at the Emirates? The season Newcastle finished 4th. Newcastle time wasted at the Emirates ridiculously, and it paid off. Like, I'm thinking of how many times does it happen and Arsenal have a full meltdown about full time wasted, and now that's just their MO.
Yeah,
It
like
works. Might not be good football, but if it works.
I don't know. What I do know is that Liverpool beat Bournemouth by 3-0 at the weekend there.
They nearly got their early wake up. Well, they did get their early wake up call, but they got let off with it because obviously the opening goal for Bournemouth was ruled offside, and then Liverpool decided, oh, let's go. I've made a note to myself. Diaz is different gravy. I think I said that last week, maybe the week before. I'm really impressed by him. He's such a good player.
I think I'll interject. He was always good, but he's became that next level since Slot took over.
Yeah,
Main man.
I think he's been given. It's just like, I don't know. I haven't watched much of Liverpool in the past, but it's kind of like he's been given an extra bit of freedom, and he's got that much space to run into. He's that fast. His decision making seems to be on point. Like maybe Kev's saying, he's upped his game. He's hit another gear, and he's very good. I think is he the player that carries after Salah leaves, or do you think someone comes and snaps him up?
Well, I highlighted Chiesa a few weeks ago as the new Salah, but I think Diaz is more likely, in my opinion, these days anyway.
Knows the league, knows the team.
Exactly. Can just do it. He's, as you say, different gravy.
I'll keep going with my points and you can see if you agree. I thought Liverpool could have scored a lot more. There was quite a lot of chances, but also towards the end they were quite lucky not to concede. I believe one came off the crossbar. Keller, is that how you pronounce his name? I think.
Keller, right.
Obviously, very, very close to conceding, managed to keep it off the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, good result for Liverpool. Gets confidence back up after their loss last week.
Yeah. Tough for Bournemouth. Like,
I mean, scoring so early on and then to be ruled out and then getting absolutely hammered 3-0 is probably a tougher one to take. But they've got it in them, it shows, but they've got to work on that and follow it through. So
playing Chelsea followed by a trip to Anfield isn't easy. Bournemouth, even despite this result, Bournemouth are going to be fine.
Yeah, I think so. They've got enough about them. I think that'll keep them safe.
Just a bit of poor luck kind of humped them.
Yeah,
I would say. I mean,
ultimately, you see teams like week before, Forest went to Anfield with a game plan, executed it perfectly. Nothing to lose. Bournemouth had a plan, scored early, gets this allowed. Confidence goes, first goal goes in.
that's why you keep the heat up when things don't go your way.
Yeah.
Anything else to add on that game?
That's all my points. I don't know if you see me.
Good to see the Champions League hangover not really hitting Liverpool.
Well, I remember you saying it was a tough 2 games. It was Milan and Bournemouth, but your words didn't harrow them. They just got on with it.
Yeah.
2 goals in both. Not bad.
That is what I said. I said it'd be good to see how they reacted after last week, and they've reacted very well.
Well, they've won, so that's all we need.
Yeah.
Well, me, you maybe disagree with.
Slotting back into their usual form.
Another team that scored 3 was Aston Villa playing a derby against Wolves, not Derby. Is it the Midlands? The Midlands derby.
It's a derby.
That's what I also thought. The European hangover may also affect Villa, but I mean maybe towards the start of the game it did, but they kind of got their act together after that. I've noted slight passing around the back that leads to the first goal, but I think it's also very good pressing from Wolves. I mean, they're there when it's needed and capitalising off some slack passing. Obviously, Martinez passes it out to the defender, and for the life of me, can't remember who is
Wallace.
playing a rogue ball, and Cunha is on the end of it and slots it in, which is pretty good. Off to a good start, but obviously it did not follow in the same suit for Wolves.
No,
Like-
they got to the 73rd minute though, to be fair.
Yeah,
Right.
I was going to also say that the goals did come quite late.
I think Villa just flexed their European muscles, and it really shows.
Morgan Rogers looks class for Villa this season.
I was impressed by Tielemans. He's been a good player for years, but he looked
The
dynamite.
ball in for the second goal, the Consa goal, Consa sliding at the back post, is
That was-
spectacular.
That was dynamite.
Yeah.
That's Tielemans again. That's what made me think.
I never saw much of him at Leicester, but I think he looks better than he did back then.
I'm not sure he's got there yet. I thought last season he wasn't quite at Leicester levels, and he's got a lot more competition now as well.
I think he's been given more of a license to do what he wants because he's box to box from what I gather.
And then obviously you can't have an Aston Villa game without John Duran scoring after coming off the bench. It's just the lower at this point now.
I think you've got Luis Diaz, then you've got John Duran.
No, if we're doing this in terms of people who are good off the bench, it's John Duran, everyone else.
That's meant like current form guides would say that's Diaz, Duran.
That's an interesting one.
Obviously, there was a lot of added time as well because Mosquera has done his knee as well. Seems like there might be some tough times for Wolves, perhaps, in terms of squad depth.
Only hope. Just to get a wee bite. Yeah, it could
Maybe getting rid of Fabio Silva wasn't such a good idea.
They've got
Is Mosquera a defender? Have I made that up?
yeah, centre half.
Aye.
Fabio Silva could probably play centre half though.
They've already played Arsenal, Chelsea. Next 3 games: Liverpool at home, Brentford away, tough place to go. Man City at home, Brighton away.
I'll probably beat Liverpool. It's kind of sod's law. I'd put your money on it.
You will.
I probably will. If you want, so just do whatever I don't do if you want easy money.
There are some days where Wolves look really defensively solid. Like, look at the Newcastle game last week. And once again, Wolves lasted for quite a long time into the game.
They looked good for the 73 minutes they played. And then they just seem to decide, oh no, we're Wolves. And then, oh, pot.
Can I interject? And also say at the bottom this weekend, it was great to see Southampton and Ipswich both being shit. And just to add in very quickly, Everton. 2 more points dropped after being ahead.
Last minute, or did they show a bit more class this week?
No, it was before the last minute.
Oh, that's nice. At least they're trying.
That was enjoyable for Greg.
Oh, Everton dropping points will never not be funny. They've now got 1 point. Well done, Everton.
They're trying their bloody best. I hope.
I didn't see it.
I hope they're not. I did wonder this. Is it worse for Everton, the fact that they keep they're playing quite well and almost doing it and then losing points? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, it's almost clicking, we're nearly there. Or is it a case of, we're actually playing well and we're still not getting anything out of the game?
I think it's frustrating more than anything for them.
Concentration levels.
If the games that they're in and they should be winning, it's going to come back and bite them at the end of the season. So
they just switch on for the last 5, switch on for another 5 minutes, so have points, but it seems to be they're just not.
Yeah.
But enough about Everton. Another blue team is Chelsea, and they won 3-0 against West Ham.
Nicholas Jackson
Scored twice and then hit the thriller from what I've seen. Because they share his name with Michael Jackson. That's funny.
Oh dear.
I think I don't.
Yeah, he got to Cold Palmer scoring again. He's having some season, isn't he? Considering he scored in the Euros final and then he's continued that form.
Not quite the same as last season, but he's getting there.
Aye. West Ham offside goal. Also, quite a few goals rolled out this weekend for offside.
Wait, not the worst decision. The worst decision was the West Ham penalty that wasn't given. I don't know how that. I do not know how that's not given.
Did wonder.
They're in the pay books.
Like, come on, guy. VAR, like, I know they say, oh, we need to have a high bar and the referee has a good view and all that. But this is one where he's factually got it wrong.
Up to the ground, so
I mean, I know we need to have a high, like, eventually the bar needs to come down a little bit because these ones are slipping through the net. What we don't want is last season where the bar goes so low we're giving anything as a penalty.
It's a murder.
Basically. Well, no, because Mosquera, on the first day, Mosquera managed to strangle an Arsenal player on the floor and never got a red card. The bar now seems to be you can do whatever you want and VAR is just not going to intervene. Apart from the offside. VAR will do that and everything else they don't care.
Just no blood.
Yeah. Consistency is all we ask for.
Well, there's consistent. They consistently give no penalties.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's
one of those.
From a Chelsea view, it's a standard win. It's what you want. 3-0. Easy 3 points.
It's a result that Chelsea would expect. And yeah, it's a confidence continuer, I would say. I didn't really write much apart from that. Just put Palmer's goal was a great strike. Chelsea obviously picking up 2.
Played well. West Ham haven't looked quite as good as we all thought they would based on their transfers.
No, Lopetegui coming under a bit of pressure already.
Mainly from his predecessor, Davy.
Yeah. It wasn't a current interview. I remember a former interview from Davy Moyes. I think it was in his last spell at West Ham, where he basically said the owners want something different, but this manager wins. And that's kind of what's happening now again, which is that once again, West Ham have tried something different and tried to go for someone else. It's just not worked.
I think maybe similar to Everton, they're kind of overshooting the wrong way with how good they are. I mean, they have won European Cups and such recently, but I don't know. That was with Davy Moyes, his style.
I mean, probably. They have, they've played Villa, first day of the season. They beat Crystal Palace, good result. They've then played Man City, drew against Fulham and lost to Chelsea. It's not that bad of a crisis.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that or watched or something about Davy Moyes saying he had a good record for West Ham at London Stadium against Chelsea. Whereas Lopetegui's just got scudded 3-0 in his own back garden.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see.
It's not panic stations yet, but you don't want it to get too much worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Filling the cracks before they become holes.
Yeah.
It's a new
Speaking of track cover up tracks. Cracks them.
What was that?
I was saying, speaking of covering up cracks, I'll let you move on to the next one. I was giving you a wee second.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Yes, cracks. Spurs 3, Brentford 1. I don't know the link, but
I'm unsure what the problem with the routine Spurs win was.
Didn't look routine from the first 22 seconds.
I meant covering up cracks from before.
All right, yeah. Anyway.
Well, go on then. Why was it?
No, it's fine. Just Spurs.
Not Greg.
All right, sorry.
I thought it was a fairly routine Spurs win and Spurs could have scored more.
Yeah, it was. I'm saying that's. I mean, it's covering up the cracks, and before they were kind of falling apart, and they've. I'm just kind of saving this. I don't know.
Oh.
And just been in a bit of hot water recently.
Yeah, he's under a bit of pressure, so it's good maybe a week or two off the press.
Yeah, I don't really get that.
I think it's just Spurs fans being overexcited because they'd had a good season.
Let's go through the fixtures, shall we?
Here
Leicester away, draw. I mean,
you can see why.
There's disappointment. Beat Everton 4-0 at home. Expected tick. Go away at St James's Park. We're never winning anyway. Who cares? Lost 2-1. Probably should be expected at this point. Only losing 2-1 at St James's Park is a good result for Spurs based on recent form.
So convincing until you say it with a big cheesy grin on your face for those audio listeners who can't see it.
I think they can hear the cheesy grin.
I can.
Losing to Arsenal, yes, disappointment. Beating Brentford. I don't get what's too far out the ordinary for them, really.
Where are they in the league?
10th.
That's probably why. they're one of the big six, so they should really be in this top six. Oh, Sky Six, Stew, like them to be called, but same thing.
I mean, yes, but not that many of Man United are 11th, and yet we're not calling for Eric Ten Hag's head.
We're not. I don't care what Postecoglou does. I think it's funny when he calls everybody mate.
I said
Brentford-
I did say he was a fraud. Like,
I think he's living off that start for last season.
Yeah, Brentford, another early goal. Some hit, by the way. Solanke's goal, obviously, first for Spurs. Kind of picking up scraps. He's there to finish. He's there to put it away.
So we won't be a
One
striker.
of the typical striker goal. Yeah.
not
I
a
thought
great
with-
next few games. Like, yes, they've got 2 games in the Europa League, but if you ignore it, you've got Europa League game Man United away, Europa League game Brighton away. That's not great.
Pretty fixtures, but your top sides do these games without any question.
Yeah, but the Spurs aren't our top side. That's the point.
Well, they're a Sky Six, so they
No,
should
they are
be
by the
good
sounds of
teams.
things. No, what Vicario's obviously let off after a major mistake as well, but then followed by a near handle outside the box incident.
No, not near. Actual.
Who's did
Well,
when you
He
should punch
definitely
ball.
handles it outside the area.
I just think it's mental how they can't check that on VAR.
But
Yeah,
what
that's
are they
what
checking
confused me.
for?
Handball.
Handball.
Right, so they're just giving a free kick and a yellow. That's not in the VAR protocol, is it?
Yeah, but
It's clear and obvious though.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
if you're doing that to every foul that gets missed, then we're doing a check for every free kick and yellow card that gets missed.
the handball was a straight red these days.
No, he doesn't deny a clear goal score opportunity though.
He's playing
Yeah,
basketball outside the bloody box.
You never know, and when we just hit a scorpion kick and it might went in.
Yeah, but that's not a clear obvious goal score opportunity, is it?
You don't know Brian Mbeumo.
I
You
know
don't
if
know
the
what
word
Kev does.
scorpion, I know if the word scorpion kick's involved, it's not clear and obvious.
Well, I think we'll just have to end this here then because you're quickly contradicting me.
Yes, you're
Well,
right. Move on.
Before you end it, I'd like to say Madison's chip for the third was quite nice.
It was.
The time he
Good finish.
scored,
Taking his top off when you're beating Brentford 3-1 at home, but
rather than playing bloody darts, pretend.
What do you want them to do?
I mean,
celebrate normally like a normal human being.
day knee side or something. Gangnam style. I don't know.
If he slithered his knee, he should be going his knee sliding for it.
I love a knee slide. Get it right round the groundsman.
Especially when it's like Drogba's with it.
I'll enjoy this. I'll enjoy it when he gets his 1 match ban for too many yellow cards.
Oh, evil boy.
Andrew will be sat by then.
Speaking of folk getting sacked, eh? There's a better segue.
That's a good one.
There's a better segue.
We're going north of the border now to Gorgie. Steven Naismith is gone.
And Craig
Yes.
Levine is coming in.
Well,
I don't know about Levine, but I think it was a matter of time before he went. A terrible start for Hearts. Kyle Pagan's not having a great time at the moment, is he? But he is having a good time in some things, and we'll come on to that later on.
maybe.
But in terms of the teams he's supporting, poor choices.
We are thinking of you, and we're pointing and laughing.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so Naismith's had a rotten run. 8 games, I think, without a win, a point. I don't know what he's been up to, but
Yeah.
he's just pish. And I've got some names for us to go through.
We'll go on. I do love a good
We'll start. We've got a few. We'll start from the bottom. John McGlynn, Falkirk manager,
Would be a good appointment.
12-1, so it's quite unlikely.
Would be a good appointment. Not going to appoint him. Big step up.
I think it's, as you say, a big step up. Probably, I think he's too old for that caper anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is. This is an interesting one. His name was about when Rangers were needing a manager. Gary Rowett.
Weird.
I don't know who he is, but ex-Birmingham.
Ex everyone in the Football League. Ex
Yeah.
Burton is the one I remember him being at.
Stoke rings a bell, but it could be thinking of Gary Monk.
Burton, Birmingham, Derby, Stoke, Millwall, Birmingham again.
So he's maybe not the best if he's got that many clubs, but
That is over a period of 12 years, it should be said.
Oh, ignore me then.
It's a very football manager appointment. It's pick someone out of the league in England and think they should do a Scotland. I think they do all right in Scotland.
Damien Duff as well.
Why?
I don't know. Must have connections. Not much to say about that. It's just Damien Duff.
Yeah, why?
Scott Gamble. I've heard that name for somewhere. Is he Scotland under 21s or something?
Yeah.
Or former, I should say.
Should say Damien Duff is current manager of Shelbourne, who is doing quite well in Ireland, but I
So
don't see Hearts doing that.
Left field. There's a Levine in this list, but it's
I
Peter
thought you would
Levine.
be. Oh,
I don't know who the hell he is. Peter Levine is 10-1.
is it Peter leaving?
It could be. Looks like Levine to me.
Currently a coach at Aberdeen.
Or Pete.
Big Pete. Move on to the current interim is Liam Fox. He's 6-1. So fourth favourite.
He's absolutely getting it, isn't he?
Yep.
There's every chance. Current St Mirren manager, third favourite, Stephen Robson. Robinson.
Would be a fantastic appointment. Why would you go?
There's a big drop down in it.
European football.
Not for very long.
It's better than none.
To be honest, if you're Hearts at this point, you don't want the European football, and we don't want Hearts to have the European football because it'll just embarrass us.
Yeah,
Personally, speak for yourself.
I like watching BBC Alba.
I like watching Hearts get scudded.
Well, makes one of us. Current Kelly manager, Derek McInnes, second favourite.
See below would be a good appointment. Why would you go?
European football.
Still destined for the Scotland job.
Also, without a win, has one more point than you.
Yeah, so he's cares what he's doing. And the favourite is Alex Neil. I don't know where he is, if he's anywhere. I don't think he is.
Nowhere.
Ex-Hamilton, Norwich,
Preston.
Preston as well. So he's been about the English leagues.
Probably. Sorry, in the talk for potentially being a Cardiff boss. No, Cardiff also need a new manager.
So he's probably the most experienced one, barred maybe John McGlynn.
Do they go down the route that Aberdeen have? Because they've played pretty left field and they've done very well in the fact that they've had a great start to the season.
I don't think it was that left field. I think that's exactly what Hearts need to do.
Well, it was more left than they would have expected, obviously coming from Ellsborg.
But get a coach with foreign experience who can come in and do something with Hearts. Like that's the sensible appointment is a McInnes or a Robinson, but I just don't see why they'd take the job.
European football is a big one.
Yeah, but as I say, it's European football this season, which is distracting you from what you actually need to do, which is get up the table and get in the top six. And the chance of getting is the chances of getting European football from your best through the Scottish Cup at this stage of the season already?
What is the top? What I don't know. Let's go through the Europe. Is it top 5, 6?
Well, it's going
4.
down next year. 4, I think. So it's 3 and a cup winner.
I should say.
For reference, they're already 9 points off third place Rangers.
I think.
Yes, Robert. Right, third place Rangers.
I'm not betting the day, pal.
It's on September. I'll get excited.
But that's the European football. The European football is something, but it's probably a negative at this stage.
It won't be very long, as it's the games in the groups and they'll be out, so no dramas.
Yeah, but it's Conference League rights. There is only 6.
Sure, it works.
Yeah, there's 8 in the other 2, but 6 for the conference. Yeah, look on the bright side, Pagan. You'll be able to come to Palmerston to watch Hearts next year.
Bold statements today. Well, let us know who you think Hearts should appoint as the next manager. Pagan, let us know down below who you think will replace Mr.
And why it should be
Naismith.
Kyle.
Me?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? I'll do it. I don't take a lot, just a few cans of beer. Anyway,
That's just for half time.
Exactly. Speaking of half time, it's time for the game.
Yes, we are on to the game, and it's the return of the category game. I am Quizmaster this week after a defeat last week. Shock. Like I said, it's the category game. There's 3 categories. I'll let the boys choose. Whoever obviously comes out with the most wins within the categories is the winner. Pretty straightforward. Doesn't need as much of an explanation as the transfer game. Today's categories are Champions League, Premier League, or Real Madrid. And Greg, as the challenger, I will let you choose first.
Premier League, please.
Oh, right. This is the one I have to keep my eyes on this. Right. It's actually interesting, Greg, talking about players coming off the bench to score.
Oh,
I've got
no.
a list of players who've come off the bench and scored 10 or more goals in the Premier League as a sub. So they've came on and scored after being a substitute. It's quite a tough.
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
say the categories are quite tough.
Oh my God.
There-
Do I do
there
it?
is-
Do I do it on
there-
the first one, Kyle?
There is 32 answers. So it's just to confirm, it's players who've scored 10 plus Premier League goals as a sub.
As a sub. Cool.
Yeah, so they came on.
Since when? Just 1992.
Yeah, Premier League. So yeah.
Cool.
Peter Crouch.
I wrote in, yep, 16.
I've got an obvious one. I don't want to go for some to save him for a later date. I'll just get him out the road. Hernandez, Javier Hernandez.
19. Let me.
These
Yep.
really aren't easy. I'm trying to decide whether to go in the debate of people who've, yeah. By maths, surely Thierry Henry has. Did he just not start? Was he just not have enough games off the bench? Like,
Yeah, it's off
he
the
scored
bench,
more than
so-
100.
I've got to get
Yeah,
one.
it's not on my list.
I'll have to get one first.
Yep.
I was thinking Wayne Rooney.
Same idea, yeah. I was 50-50 between them.
He's been a
Not on the
bit.
list.
Right,
keep going.
okay. That logic doesn't. Right, sod it. Sholami Obi.
Alan Shearer just scored the most. He must have.
Yeah.
It wasn't on the list of where I got it from.
No, mental.
I suppose they had less substitutes back in the day, right?
I know, but if you scored the most goals, you'd get at least 10 off the bench.
You'd think so, but evidently not. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
It's a kitchen.
17.
You dick. I've got two. Julian Alvarez. No. Was
No.
Iheanacho, was he one?
Oh, that's
Right, I'll run a rattle through quickly because some of them are quite interesting. So, right, you've got Defoe.
Yeah.
That was one of the more obvious ones. Giroud.
Lukaku?
Is it Nawanko? Sorry, Kanu, Daniel Sturridge, Danny Welbeck, Anchibi, Dzeko, Cole, Ben, Andrew Flo, Owen, Milner, Aguero. I didn't have enough space. So I went.
See,
Lukaku,
Aguero's-
Keane, Long, Kalou, Martial, Cole, Origi, Drogba, Walcott, Teddy Sheringham, York, Saha,
Dwight York
Floyd
was in there. That was my
Hasselbank,
next one.
Floyd Hasselbank, Ferguson, Duncan, and Julian Joachim. I hadn't heard of him.
I didn't say fucking Origi.
So some of them work. Like Aguero is the same maths that we did. Of they've scored enough, they must have scored some off the bench.
That's what I
But-
thought about when there's no Rooney, the rest of the night can't be then.
Yeah, I thought, if they played in Europe or something, Henry might have came off the bench. Evidently not.
Oh,
Injury.
That's what I got in my stats, so we're sticking with that. Right, 1-0, Greg. Kyle, you've got a choice between Champions League and Real Madrid.
In Real Madrid.
Right. Since 1992, 9 players have worn the number 9 shirt. I want you to
shit.
tell me a player who's worn the number 9 shirt since 1992 at Real
Oh,
Madrid.
titles. Oh no.
I think the big one's Benzema.
Since when?
1992.
I can't remember if he did. That makes me, the fact there's been 9 of them makes me think he just didn't.
How many was there, did you say? 9?
9.
Yeah, that's my problem.
9
Wow.
number 9s.
What'd you say?
Raul. Yeah, I can't get the maths to work.
Was he not 7?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I couldn't get the maths to work, but I couldn't envisage him in
Right.
any other number.
I've got a few more. I want to try.
Yeah, go for it.
Ronaldo, Cristiano, and Brazilian.
That
Mbappe.
was my other one.
1982. Was I say Hosselu, but I don't think he did.
No.
Figo?
No. I'm going to stop pressing the button because it's getting annoying. Right, 92 to 96 was Ivan Zamorano. 96 to 99 was Davor. I can't remember.
Sugar.
That's the one. 99 to 03 was Fernando Morientes. Obviously,
Yeah.
03 to 07 was Ronaldo. 07 08 was Roberto Soldado.
Christ.
08-09 was Javier Saviola.
Yeah.
09-10 Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously then switched to 7. 2010 to 2023 was Karim Benzema, and then current 2024 onwards it's Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
There you go.
I hate Real Madrid, so it's no surprise I know nothing about them.
Right, last round is Champions League. So obviously there's been some big results. The record is an 8-goal margin. It happened in 2 games. Liverpool 8, Besiktas 0 in 2007, and Real Madrid 8, Malmo 0 in 2015. I've got there is 11
Did it not happen this week as well? Did it finish 9-2?
9-2.
Give me a second. Jesus. There's 11, right, I've wrote down 7-goal margins. There is 11 games and 9 answers. I want you to give me a team who has won by the 7-goal margin. You don't need to give me this. Right, it's great to go first.
The winning
Bayern
team.
Munich.
Yes, the team who's the
team
winning
who's
team.
right, cool.
Who led by 7, who won by 7 goals.
That's a good question. I don't think I'm going to win this one.
Come on.
Barcelona.
They beat Celtic 7-0 in 2016. Had to get that one in there.
Manchester United.
I think there was 7-1 game you're thinking of.
It is, but I can't, like, again, it's maths, right?
How? Well, I'm going to say
Like, they've played that many Champions League games.
say Real Madrid.
Same idea, yeah.
Hope I'm right.
Bear with.
The pauses indicate I'm not right.
No, they must have.
What an absolute outrage.
Jeezy peeps.
Not on my list. They won by 8 goals, but not on the 7-goal list.
Is it Champions League? It's not European Cup, to clarify.
No, it's Champions League.
Cool.
Keek. Oh,
I'm having a think.
if you're having a poo.
I am having a think.
Come on, Naveed.
Clock is ticking. Not
Yes,
have to
James.
rush you.
I'm just going to go for the like scoring goals. Man City.
Yeah.
City 7, Schalke 0 in 2019. There was obviously Bayern. Juventus beat Olympiacos 7-0 in 2003. Arsenal beat Slavia Praha 7-0 in 2007. Marseille beat Zelina, never heard of them, 7-0 in 2010. Valencia beat Genk 7-0 in 2011. Obviously, Bayern also have won 7-0 against Basel in 2012 and Shakhtar in 2015. However, the year before that, Shakhtar beat, is it Bate? I don't know the name.
Bate Borisov.
That's the one. 7-0, and then they got humped with Bayern the year after as karma. Barcelona said by Greg 7-0 against Celtic. Liverpool beat Kyle, sorry. Liverpool beat Maribor 7-0 in 2017, and then Kyle obviously 2019 was 6-7, Schalke 0. Well done,
That's a rough category.
It is, but I decided to space things up.
And they were hard ones. And that's what the viewers want us to struggle.
I'd like to know how folk got on with that. Did you enjoy the kind of more vague format, or should let us know?
It's just luck.
Give us a message. Well, yeah, I've tried to spice things up, and I tried to spice things up in my Premier League, in my FPL team, and it didn't work. So let's do a wee update. Start at the bottom. Ali still in bottom. You know, you can do this, mate. You're not far behind. Kyle Palmer, who's in 12. Scroll up to 11th, where Greg is.
I'm doing the Robert this season. I'm forgetting to change my team.
Yeah. Let's jump up to 4th that I have dropped to. So it's a bit of a sore weekend for me. That's really embarrassing. You're in 11th. 3rd, Jacob Besant. Well done. 2nd is Rick Bithell. Well done to you. And Kyle Bacon reclaims his throne. At least he's got one thing to smile about this week, because Wolves and Hearts certainly aren't anything to be smiling about. But yeah, thanks very much again for joining the league. Keep an eye out. I'm determined that I'm going to be in that top 3 this year. I'm putting the marker down now. I usually say, oh, give it time and I'll drop down, but I'm taking.
When you say this year, do you mean like the end of this calendar year, because you'll forget to change your team?
Probably. Nah, I'm enjoying it this year.
Yeah, well, good work, guys. As you see, me and Craig could be getting relegated down to the EFL, and that's where somebody's going to be this weekend.
Yes. Which division will it be? Which game will it be? I'll be back on the socials on Saturday, giving you updates of my EFL adventure. If you want to guess in the comments of this video where I'm going, please do. If not, keep your eyes on the socials this weekend.
Yeah,
Hopefully-
very much
Hopefully, stay there.
I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes because he won't tell me now. He's given up telling me. He's just going to make me guess like everyone else. So I'll be in the same boat as you all, try to guess. But yeah, if you did check the socials, I was at Queen of the South away to Stenhouse Near on Saturday, finished 0-0. But I have to say, Queens didn't really do much wrong apart from not being able to score. Absolutely thumped them in the first half, but just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, pretty positive, just kind of annoying. On a scoreline front, probably should have been 3 points, but it's one of those. The second half was a bit more contested, but it was a good watch. And following on,
Another clean
Mikael,
sheet.
yeah, but a lack of goal away from home, so we're getting there. Me and Kyle will be at Palmerston on Saturday for the visit of Dumbarton, so keep an eye on the socials as we'll be added to that as well. A Queen's insight, I have to say, from my perspective, very happy to see a nice update from the chairman. Don't know if you two will agree. The club's certainly still heading in the trajectory that we hoped it would come the start of the season when we were saying we hope things continue very positive going forward. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I felt reading that update. If you want to add anything to that?
Just needs to click away from home now. That's it.
Yeah. Things are starting to fall into place off the pitch and on the pitch. So
just the away games aren't even that bad. It's just a luck of the draw, essentially, because it's not played bad.
We did against Montrose. We were honking.
Yeah, it's just Montreal.
that's maybe just that was a standout.
By all accounts, we were quite honking against Inverness as well, and Allo felt robbed of a point. We just need to click in and get away from home and we'll be fine.
It's always my points. You always have to pick my points to best, don't you?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Well, I've given up. That'll do us. Follow, like, subscribe, all that shite. Socials. I'm away. Peace. Godspeed.
See you later.
Bye.